In Netflix's delicious new dark comedy Killer Soup from director Abhishek Chaubey, characters backstab casually, drop dead frequently, fumble hilariously, and plot, plan, and scheme furiously. One minute you're blackmailing someone, the next you're forming new allegiances with your blackmailer to screw somebody else over. Damn, what a sexy start to the year. Warning, mild spoilers ahead for the first 2 episodes of Killer Soup.
मुझे बताओ सूप कैसा था?
Set in the sleepy town of Manjur in Tamil Nadu, meet the obnoxious, arrogant Prabhakar Shetty aka Prabhu, played by an immensely enjoyable Manoj Bajpayee. Prabhu is the useless businessman mooching off of his rich drug lord brother Arvind Shetty, played by a scene-stealing Sayaji Shinde. For 20 years, Prabhu has been married to Swati, the wife he overlooks and dismisses, played by the one and only Konkona Sensharma. It's probably why Swati is having an affair with Umesh Pillai, the masseuse at the local Gymkhana club, who, surprise surprise, bears a striking resemblance to Prabhu. Oh yeah, that's right baby, it's a Manoj Bajpayee double role and he's an absolute treat to watch. When Prabhu catches Swati in bed with her lover Umesh, a scuffle unfolds where Prabhu is mistakenly killed, leaving Swati and Umesh to dispose of the body as Umesh takes Prabhu's place and assumes his identity, while the two partners in crime try and stay one step ahead of the authorities and their dangerous criminal family. It's an inherently wacky, ridiculous premise that creates an enjoyably insane playground. A delirious cocktail of the outrageous, unhinged, and unlikely, Killer Soup is an unapologetically mental, weird show, and I was all in and absolutely vibing with its weirdness. But the greatest triumph of this series is how writers and creators Abhishek Chaubey, Oneza Merchant, Harshad Nalawade, and Anand Tripathi concoct a delicate tone that's absurd, funny, and certifiably nuts, but they also have an impressive command over tension, drama, and surprising moments of humanity. More so than the functional pilot episode that focuses on establishing the playful mood and animated characters, it's the far more effective second episode where the series gets into its groove and brings the fun. Perhaps it's also because that's when we meet the full extent of this truly badass cast. Killer Soup gives us one of the coolest ensembles in recent memory, all of whom are firing on all cylinders. There's the excellent Nasir like you've rarely seen him, here playing a fed-up, ready-to-retire cop, looking to do the least, who must put it all on the line for his last case. There's this adorably sincere junior officer, Tupali, an Imandar puppy who you just want to protect from the world, played by Anbu Tassan. There's the inimitable Sayaji Shinde as Arvind Shetty, who gets many of the show's best moments as the furiously foul-mouthed drug lord who officially joins the Munna Tripathi Hall of Fame as a character who dishes out the most glorious galis. I just want a supercut of Arvind Shetty swearing. There's also the piercing presence and brutal baritone of Lal as Lucas, Arvind Shetty's right-hand man, as well as the impressive Anila Navlekar as his daughter, Appu. But the tricky part of dark comedies is ensuring that all these colourful characters feel like they belong to the same world, and here, that's not always the case. For example, Swati has a witch-like, creepy cooking teacher who seems to be on another trip entirely and feels like she belongs to a different show. That aside, you can feel the writers having an absolute blast here, constantly upping the stakes. Find someone who loves you as much as this show loves messing with these characters and putting them in hot water and watching them trying to squirm their way out. I also loved how it plays with language, constantly flitting between English, Hindi, and Tamil. Not to mention the show's unapologetically out there approach of just going for it and throwing everything at the wall. At one point, there's even an unlikely super deluxe style supernatural arc thrown in, because why not? Though after a point, the constant squirming, plotting, and mishap murders does start to get repetitive and seem to go around in circles, as we see in parts of the 6th and much of the 7th episode, for example. At times, you start to feel like Umesh yourself, dazed and disoriented by the unrelenting goings-on around you. But the essence and beating heart of Killer Soup is the wonderfully layered, messy dynamic between Umesh and Swati, in what might just be one of the year's most unlikely tragic love stories. Swati is the overlooked, underestimated housewife who's suddenly thrown into a murderous mess and finds herself oddly thriving, as if she was born for this, to scheme, strategize, and manipulate, a kind of criminal mind who is just waiting to be unleashed. Hell hath no fury like an ambitious woman constantly dismissed and forever disrespected. Think Tara from Made in Heaven if she had a more casual, comfortable relationship with killing. And watching a constantly calculating Konkana is a delight as she flits between warmth, charm, compassion, and coldness, trying to stay one step ahead of the bodies piling up. I love that we're always wondering whether she's even capable of love, or if everyone is merely a means to an end for her. Killer Soup is equally a masterclass in actors playing characters who are themselves always acting. Swati is constantly performing for different people, and similarly Manoj Bajpayee is excellent and hilarious as Umesh playing Prabhu while struggling to hold on to Umesh. Forever bewildered as the meek bhola simpleton thrown into a world of crime and deceit, Manoj does what the hell is even happening fish out of water comedy so well. The way he breaks rhythm and makes the lines his own, the way he does physical comedy, but also how he examines Umesh's despair and guilt as he gradually starts to lose his humanity. Above all, what I'll take away from Killer Soup is its mood and its many menacing madcap moments. An officer describing a cockeyed person as looking London, talking Tokyo. Goons who run an illegal gambling den who keep reminding the police that they're only small timers. Or the scene when a drunk dude holding up a gun literally knocks himself out, to which somebody says, "What the fuck just happened?" Or a female police constable who can't help but giggle when a suspect reluctantly announces that they're a sex addict. Or later when a character accusingly tells Swati that they know the truth, only for her to be confused about which truth they're referring to because there are so many lies and so many bodies that even she's lost track. Or perhaps, more than those, a surprisingly emotional moment in the 5th episode when, amidst all the backstabbing, lies, selfishness and manipulation, just when you think there's no place for it in this world, a man declares his love for a woman. It gives you hope that even in a dog-eat-dog world of self-interest where we can't seem to look past ourselves, maybe there can still be pure, unselfish love. Killer Soup is one of those delectable 8-course meals where the starters may be unremarkable and maybe there's one course too many and maybe it's not always the taste you're used to. But with a pinch more patience, if you're willing to just submit, you might just be in for a scrumptious, satisfying meal. My compliments to the chefs. You can watch Killer Soup on Netflix.